You know, Gintama can be such an emotional story, man. Like, just reading these two chapters, 610 and 611, especially 610, was quite an emotional one. What is up, guys? Here I come to you with a double review of Gintama, with the chapters 610 and 611. To start with 610, we continue off where Tama and Kintoki are powering up the Jet Armstrong cannon, and instead of giving off a huge blast that probably would annihilate every single warship that's in the air and on the ground, that's what we initially thought. Actually, what we come to find out in this chapter is that it was a machine created, that it will set off a virus once it launched that will destroy every single machine within its vicinity. So Gengai created this machine with like a small little tube that contained like nano machines that he called bees, and once it was launched with the help of Tama and Kintoki powering it up, it was launch off these little bees into every single machine. Once it's in there, it starts hacking into the machinery and into the data and information, and cause everything to break down and no longer work. So the more power that is generated, the more machines is destroyed in Edo. And of course, these machines, it would allow, the more they power it up, will go on for 20 minutes. But Gengai explained that within 10 minutes of using the cannon, eventually the bees will go into the cannon and start breaking it down till it's no longer in use. So that was the whole point of him creating this machine since the very beginning. And originally it was meant to like completely destroy any enemy, but instead he used it to destroy machines. So he changed his mind after he met Gintoki and everyone, and he became more humane instead of just being that homicidal mechanic genius. So for Gengai, machinery is all he knew all his life, and you kind of felt for him in this episode, because like when he created these machines, he also created them in replace for his son. Remember, his son died back in the war, and like he was just solely focusing on the machines. And then when you saw him with these machines, these are like his children, this is his life, and to see them get destroyed, it kind of hurts him. It really does hurt him. And then you see where Tama and Kintoki are willingly putting their best foot out there to save humanity, that they know their purpose was to help humans, and if it means sacrificing their own lives to ensure that humanity survives and they win not only the battle but the war, then they will do so. And Tama comes out the machine and she cries, and she's like, she's not going to say sorry for all she's done. Instead she's going to say thank you for being her friend. Thank you for showing her all this useless data that she has gained through her time being with Gintoki and the others. And that's something that's going to always carry on with her. And even Kintoki, who is, he's talking about the goal and everything, he also thanks them. And that was just a really emotional chapter. Now, coming into chapter 611, we see where those three known troops, like those warrior tribes, they now are infiltrating into Edo, and they are about to start attacking. So one of the tribes, I forgot their name, that looks kind of like demons. They are the more traditional type of war savages. And then we have the Shinra, who looks very distinctively like the ones that we saw back during the Davis arc. I think they are the same ones. They seem more refined, but they almost have like the likeliness of shinobi on Earth, where they don't really have much ties unless it's regarding money and just gaining power for themselves. In a sense, they'll follow someone as long as it can do that for them. And then of course the Yato are there, but my assumption is like, who's the person that's leading the Yato right now? Because that person looks really suspicious. That's in the Yato garb and his hood is over his head. I could be thinking of someone, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions until it is confirmed. But that Yato figure, who he seems to be leading them, looks very suspicious. So the Liberation Army, even though all their machines are no longer working, they are in numbers. They have great numbers, and they're approaching closer to Kabukicho. But the thing is, that was their plan all along. That was Gengai's plan all along, is to make them focus on one area. Instead of spreading out in the whole of Edo and all of Japan, they wanted them to focus on one spot only, so they can try to dwindle the numbers and eventually wipe them out. Instead of that, if they did not do what Gengai did, they probably would have spread out all of Japan and find it very difficult to defeat them. Now, but the thing was, they locked the doors on Kabukicho, the ironclad doors, so that the Liberation Army will just go into Kabukicho, and that's where the huge fight will take place. Of course, there's little numbers compared to Liberation Army with those three warrior tribes there. You're wondering how they're going to be able to handle these tens of thousands of soldiers, these menaces, how they're going to be able to fight these guys who are like beyond strong. And we see where there are other figures coming in, like even though there's no way of source of communication through, machinery, no way to call someone or send out a signal, we do see there are several figures that are approaching Kabukicho as we speak. So one of them was pretty obvious. We have Tsukio, but the other two we're not too sure of who's going to be coming. But we did see like where Tsukio was coming, like that was the most obvious person who was coming. But I cannot wait to see who will be joining in and helping everyone, because this is just getting so crazy. Everything is just going to happen in one place, and this is the final battleground for the sake of humanity, and also it'll be the final battleground against Yutsuro. So things are getting even huger as we speak. Even though Tama's gone, I do hope that Gengai does fix her back up along with Kintoki and brings her back again, possibly after the series is finished. But if you guys read these 2 chapters of Gintama, please tell me in the comment section below about how you felt about these chapters. What are your predictions for the next chapter to happen, and who are these several figures that you think is going to be heading towards the war that is going to happen in Kabukicho? The links are in the description box as always, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!